Alright folks, the boxing world has been in a buzz ever since the announcement of the top 15 contender Dillian Whyte wanting to face off against Anthony Joshua in December. A modern day fight of the century, but don't you worry, we're going to cover every aspect of the matchup going into it, so you don't have to worry about getting caught up. First up, let's check out the chances of this matchup actually happening. The first thing we need to look at is the history between the two. They faced each other twice in the ring before, and both times either fighter came out with a win. The first time it was Dillian in an amateur fight against Joshua, which led him to making it to the big leagues. The second time was in the pro scene, with Joshua pulling off the knockout blow and ending Dillian's win streak and bringing him a tad bit closer to earth. Both men have faced each other before and so can weigh each other up pretty well. Both sides' management teams have been quoted as naming each other as the next potential matchup, with Joshua explicitly stating his desire to get back in the ring ASAP, coming off his loss to Oleksandr Usyk due to split decision victory for the Ukrainian. The only thing that may deter the fight from happening is the fact that Deontay Wilder was also named as one of the potential matchups for his return in December, thus lowering the chances of Whyte versus Joshua 3 by a tiny margin. Never fear though, as we've noted throughout history, whenever two fighters have the gall to call each other out as their next opponents, somebody's ego always gives in and makes it happen. According to Whyte, a fight against Daniel Dubois could also be a very strong possibility, as he's high up on the list of opponents he wants to beat, so again, that hurts our dream matchup's chances a slight bit. Next up, let's look at their fight record when matched up together. Now, these two have faced each other in a squared circle twice until now. Both matches have been intense, and on both occasions, there's been no winner. Rather, both fighters have won apiece. Kinda makes the trilogy fight a bit more hyped, eh? And the first time these two met in the ring was during an amateur bout. Now, Whyte was a seasoned amateur while Joshua was only in his second year of boxing altogether, so it came as no surprise when Whyte demolished Joshua the first time around, allowing Whyte to gain footing in the pro boxing scene. The fight was described as a one-sided tale of Goliath bringing David, and an interesting spin, don't you think? The second fight happened when both fighters had well established themselves in the professional boxing scene and had made somewhat of a name for themselves, Anthony more than Dillian. And this time around, things were drastically different. Anthony showed control, experience, and patience, all factors needed to best Whyte in what was now a one-sided bout, this time in Anthony's favor. This victory allowed Joshua to add another name to his pro fight beatdown, the checklist, and perfectly set up a dream trilogy showdown to happen at a later date. The irony here is the fact that even if the first matchup between these two, Joshua still showed resilience and heart while getting pummeled by a much more experienced and technically sound opponent. It really talks about Joshua's growth as a fighter and how he managed to beat a fighter who trained much longer than him despite starting pro boxing so late in life. Finally, let's look at predictions for who wins in this Clash of the Titans. Again, it's no secret both men are going to come at each other, full steam ahead, considering they're in dire need of a tiebreaker considering each of their last matches ended up with a different winner. Joshua may have the upper hand in the mental battle considering their last pro debut ended with him coming out on top, but that doesn't mean we could Dillian out entirely. As remember, for him, beating Joshua allowed him to catapult himself to the heights he's reached today. And to get a clearer picture of what's what, let's take a look at both men's current records in the boxing world. Dillian Whyte holds a very impressive record of 31 wins, and 19 of those being via knockout. That's quite an impressive resume. To add some icing to the cake, the man has only lost thrice in his professional career. Quite a titan of the boxing world, wouldn't you say? However, everything isn't as pristine as it seems when it comes to Dillian Whyte. Matched up against Wallen, Whyte pulled out of the bout at the last minute due to a shoulder injury. However, he decided to go ahead with the matchup against Tyson Fury, which led to the speculation about whether Whyte's injury was authentic or not. It all counted for naught though, as the body snatcher lost the bout to Fury, and with it, his title opportunity, though he may still have a chance at redemption and reigning lost glory against Anthony Joshua. Joshua comes in strong too, considering he was light heavyweight champion of the world for a long while, having undergone multiple title defenses, boasting an impressive record of 24 wins and just 2 losses. Another important detail to consider is the fact that when Anthony did face Whyte for the first time, he was just in his second year of boxing as a whole, and Whyte had already a well-established kickboxing career. Well, we can't predict the future, we can predict that this fight will be one for the ages. Now, in other news, Oleksandr Usyk calls out Tyson Fury. Recently, Usyk got a bit wild during an interview with the press and ended up calling out Tyson Fury for a fight. He seemed pretty serious, as he said, in the most nonchalant way possible. However, This begs the question, can this matchup happen? If so, who comes out on top? Well, for anyone who doesn't know who Tyson Fury is, well, allow us to break it down. Hailed as one of the greatest boxers of all time, the man boasts a perfect career record of 24 wins and 0 losses. Yeah, you heard us right, 0 losses. He's basically the Habib of boxing. But unlike his MMA counterpart, he's still up and kicking and doesn't look like stopping anytime soon. Even his son has started his boxing career, and this heavyweight total doesn't look like he's going away anytime soon. Oleksandr Usyk is coming off a win over Anthony Joshua, a great feat in itself, and is looking to add another great name to his list. If it happens, this will probably end up being one of the greatest fights in recent times. Deontay Wilder calls out Andy Ruiz Jr. Andy Ruiz had an amazing upset victory over Luis Ortiz last Saturday, and only a few moments had gone by before Deontay Wilder took to the mic to call out Andy Ruiz Jr. as his next opponent. It was definitely one of the highlights of the night, and it seemed like something straight out of the WWE. Andy Ruiz shot to fame when he pulled off one of the greatest underdog wins of the century by beating Anthony Joshua to win the light heavyweight title a while back. No one expected him to win, and the odds were severely stacked against him, but against all odds, Andy Jr. managed to prevail and leave the arena with the belt around his waist. Andy Ruiz boasts an impressive record of 34 wins with only 2 losses. This man has the biggest repertoire yet. To top it all off, 22 of those wins were knockouts. This is a true bra moment right here. A fight against Deontay Wilder is sure to sell out arenas and gets fans riled up to get their hands on the pay-per-view pass. Isaac Cruz may yet get his rematch with Tank Davis. A while back, one of the most nail-biting matches we've witnessed so far occurred. Isaac Cruz stepped into the ring with Davis in a bout set for the ages. Isaac accepted the match on short notice with only 4 weeks to prepare, but no one can deny he brought his A-game. At some point during the match, Davis injured one of his arms and basically fought the rest of the match with one hand. We're pretty sure that's how he won the judges over to secure a unanimous win over the Pitbull Cruz. However, Cruz was distraught over the loss and took to the mic to call out Davis for a rematch. However, since that day, Davis has rejected essentially every offer for a rematch, leaving Cruz frustrated. Recently, Cruz managed to secure the win over a 40-year-old veteran, Yuriorkis Gamboa, by knocking him down 4 times during the bout, causing the veteran side to throw in the towel by the 5th round. Coming off of this win, he made another request to face off against Davis, and we think it might just happen this time. And if it does, it'll be one of the greatest bouts to occur in recent memory. And that's a wrap for this video. Do you think the rematch between Joshua and Dillian will happen? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.